Hi guys, my name is Katie Geddes, and today I'm going to teach you how to tune your ukulele. So grab your ukulele and let's get started. Your ukulele has 4 different strings. Each of those strings has a specific note that it should be tuned to. Over here on what we call the head or the headstock of your ukulele, you have these pegs called your tuning pegs. And each of these pegs is connected to one of the strings on your ukulele. You may want to test this out before you start tuning them. Follow one of your strings. I'm on my 4th string, for example, the one closest to my nose. I'm following it here and I can see that it is wrapped around this very first peg at the top of my head closest to me. So when I turn this peg here, I will be tightening this string or loosening this string. The more that I tighten the string, the higher it will get, and the more that I loosen the string, the lower it will get. For me, as a right-handed player, I have my left hand on my neck and my right hand holding the body of my ukulele. The string at the very top of my ukulele that's closest to my nose, string 4, should be tuned to G. String 3 is C. String 2 is E, and string 1 is A. The best way to remember the names of these strings is to come up with a mnemonic device. For example, good cats eat apples. One that my students and I came up with is grandma cooks every afternoon. But whatever works for you, as long as the words start with G, C, E, A. This is important information because as you tune your ukulele, you want to make sure that your tuner or the tuning app that you're using shows that letter as you are tuning the string. You'll see what I mean as we practice that together. So today you are going to learn 3 different ways to tune your ukulele. The first way is tuning with a clip-on tuner like this. The second way is using a smartphone app. And the third way is tuning by ear. So let's get started. I recommend purchasing a clip-on tuner that you can just put on your ukulele at the top here. Leave it there, and every time you use your ukulele, you can easily just use this to make sure your ukulele is tuned before playing it. I bought mine off Amazon. You can get it at any music store, $8 to $10. So when using this clip-on tuner, I'm going to clip it onto the head of my ukulele here, like this, and make sure that it's kind of tilted towards you so that you can see the screen here. For the sake of this video, I will turn it towards you for most of the video so that you can see what's happening here. So first of all, make sure that your clip-on tuner is on. And you should see as you play one of your strings that it will show you some sort of letter here and then some sort of gauge as to if your string is too high, too low, or if it's in tune. So for example, mine is perfectly in tune right now because it's showing me this green color right at the middle here. If it was too low, first of all, it would change to a different letter. Instead of being G, it might show me F or even E. But if it still had the letter G and it was just a little bit too low, then it will be over here in the red zone. So the thing that I recommend the most that I cannot stress enough is while you're tuning, it's super important to have one hand on your body down here that is constantly playing the string that you're currently tuning. So while I turn this tuning peg, I am constantly playing the string down here. And that's because I want to make sure that, first of all, I'm turning the correct peg. I'm not accidentally turning the wrong one, because if the pitch is not changing and you're turning over here, that's a bad sign. You're probably turning the wrong peg. But also it's important to make sure that you're not turning the peg too much, because if you turn it too quickly, it could get too tight and it could even pop off. So you're going to want to make sure that while you're tuning here, you're constantly checking what note your ukulele is on. Mine, for example, says D sharp right now. I know that G is higher than D sharp, so I'm going to tighten my peg here, and I can hear as it's getting higher. I'm playing the string constantly, watching my tuner here. It's at F sharp. Now it's at G, so I'm going to go a little bit slower. Perfect. Then we would repeat that process with our 3rd string, our C string. Mine says A sharp, so I know C is higher than A sharp. So I'm going to tighten my string. Looks good. Then we'll go on to our 2nd string, which is the E string. And finally, our 1st string, which should be tuned to an A. I know it says G right now, but the musical alphabet starts over at letter G and it goes to A next, so I know that A is the next note. Perfect. So the next way that you can tune your ukulele is using a smartphone app. There are a couple that you can choose from, but I really like to use Guitar Tuna, which I use to tune both my guitar and my ukulele. When you first open the app, it's going to show you the head of a guitar, and you know that because there are 6 pegs instead of 4. So you can change this. You go to the top left-hand corner here where it says standard. Click on that. If you scroll, you can see here it says ukulele. So click on ukulele, and then you can just choose ukulele soprano in C. And you can see it says G, C, E, and A. And now we can use this to tune our ukulele. Okay, so when you first look at the app, you might see that you have your 4 pegs, and it tells you what note each of these pegs should be tuned to. So G, C, E, and A. Let's start with our G string. When I'm using this app, I know that my line up here at the top going down the center is the exact pitch that we are aiming for. So for example, if I'm trying to tune my 4th string to a G, if I play this, it'll pop up and it'll say too low, and it'll be over here way to the left. So I want this little marker to be right in the center, and that's how I know it's gonna be in tune. If it's too high, it's gonna be over here to the right of this center line. For example, mine's too far to the left, so it's too low. Awesome, I got a check mark, and that says it's good to go. Let's go on to my C. It's far to the left, so I'm gonna tighten the string. Perfect, I got my check mark, and it's good to go. So let's go on to our E string. It has a check mark, and we're good to go. And our A string. It's too high, so it's a little fur to the right, so I know that I need to loosen my string. And I've got my check mark. Awesome! And of course, this app is free, so it's really helpful if you don't own a tuner of your own. Finally, the last way that you can also tune your ukulele if you don't have a smartphone and if you don't have a clip-on tuner is you can tune by ear. This is a little bit trickier because you have to have a bit of a trained musician's ear to be able to tell if the sound of your string matches the sound on a piano or on a recording of a ukulele. So for example, if I was to play a G on my piano like this, I know that this is a G, so I'm gonna tune my ukulele until it sounds like this note. There we go. And you can repeat the process. So if I play a C on my piano for my 3rd string, I know that this is a C note. So now I can tune my ukulele until it sounds like this. About right. The next string I know is an E note, so I can play an E on my piano. Sounds about right. And finally, I know that my last string, string 1, should be an A, so I can play an A on my piano. So this is possible, but of course it is the hardest way and probably the least accurate way as well. All right, you guys, well, hopefully now you feel confident about tuning your ukulele and you're ready to play. So I hope to see you in my very next video. Make sure if you liked this video that you give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.